Aujourd'hui sur X-Play, je vais parler en français. Nous avons plusieurs jeux à passer en revue, tels que Digital Devil, Xenosaga II, et un jeu qui ramène des souvenirs douloureux, le D-Day ou jour J.
The free men of the world are marching together to victory.
Merci pour tout ça. Allez, le jeu commence. Maintenant sponsorisé par la France, Adam Sessler et Morgan Webb.
Are we in French today?
No, we're still auditioning new announcers, and no, we don't know what this one's saying, do we?
Welcome or bienvenido on X-Play.
That's Spanish.
Whatever.
Okay.
We have a digital Devil Saga review, so you better cover the baby's eyes, because this one is adult.
Plus, we review a Worms party game.
And another darn World War II game.
Darn. And we give you our verdict on the follow-up to a cult RPG on the PS2, Xenosaga.
And last but not least, another edition of Great Game Series. This time we check out two classic games, and they're from Sega.
But we begin with a very mature RPG that comes to us from the makers of Nocturne, our favorite RPG of 2004. Here's our review of Digital Devil Saga.
Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy stuff. Let's lighten things up with a jazzy song with a soft techno beat. Oh, that's better. Such is the dichotomy and duality that is Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Those of you that are loyal viewers, that 15 or so X-Playites that we love and talk down to so much, may be aware that Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne was voted X-Play's best RPG game of 2004, beating out such luminaries as Sideways and Van Helsing. Will Digital Devil Saga do the same?
I do not comprehend.
As far as RPGs go, this game has all the elements we've seen over and over and over again, but it does it with just the right amount of Megami Tensei, if you get my meaning. I sure don't. The storyline has to do with some warring tribes, as if there's any other kind. The soul tribe left after all the battles will ascend to Nirvana. However, when the lights are out, it gets dangerous as a huge mysterious object falls from the sky. Yada yada yada, everybody turns into badass demons who gain even more demony power by devouring their enemies in a Dahmer's frenzy of RPG battles.
What's happening to us?
Well, I don't want to give the whole thing away. But I will tell you the ending of Million Dollar Baby.
Don't you dare, punk.
Fair enough. Let's move on. When you get right down to it, isn't every RPG about the battles? And this game has some outlandish enemies. Oh, and a character with something on her, well, just see for yourself. Again, Digital Devil Saga isn't breaking the mold of RPG-ness, but it doesn't really want to. It just wants to make it more interesting. Here's a montage of some of the skirmishes from the game, along with a cheesy song from our music library. By the way, we don't want to get into the legalities of who this character Twinkle Bell is supposed to represent, but sniff sniff, I smell a lawsuit.
I may be dead, but I'll still sue.
My Bambi, now on DVD.
Everybody wants to know just who is responsible for these crazy meddling kids turning into demons. It all has to do with a long-lost princess who shows up with a song.
Shanti, divine light, our heart cries out to you, deliver us from the dark and give us hope.
What is this, American Idol? Hi-yo!
That joke was absolutely dreadful, honestly.
But Digital Devil Saga is far from dreadful. It's still a basic RPG, but like the great Bill Shatner, it's just got a little more. I think you know what we're saying. Digital Devil Saga gets a 4 out of 5.
The singing is creepy. The faint growling in the background is a little creepier.
Digital Devil is part of the same series as Nocturne, and fans of that game will probably really like this one.
Plus, it has lots of Freudian mutants. You have to play the game to see what I mean, because I'm not going to explain it to you without getting censored by the FCC.
Will you explain it to me?
Okay, I'll tell you during the next break.
Oh, in that case, here's a review of D-Day.
Okay, so basically, this one demon has this giant set of, like...
The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck.
10 hot dog face. The invasion of Normandy is at hand, and the fate of the free world hangs on your shoulders. Or not. D-Day is the kind of game that we in the Army like to call FUBAR, which stands for... You know what it stands for.
Your units are under attack.
D-Day is yet another World War II tactical strategy game that lets players control soldiers, vehicles, and artillery as they move around a nicely depicted 3D representation of Europe. You'd think that a World War II theme game that sports the official seal of approval from the Anniversary of Normandy Committee would be, you know, good. Or at least competitive with the hundreds of other tactical strategy games we've had to stomach. But D-Day somehow manages to not only be a bad game, but one that actually insults the very event it portrays. The developers appear to have purposely stricken D-Day with bad AI, bad pathfinding, and a horrendously inefficient interface. We found a war game with a much better interface at Toys R Us. There are times when you'll have to command 50 or more individual soldiers at one time, and the game does everything it can to make the experience unpleasant. We'd like to show you more of the game, except that you've pretty much been looking at it for the last minute and a half. Instead, we here at XPlay will enhance your WWII gameplay experience with the far more engaging GI simulation.
Rifleman at your service, sir. Scout reporting. Machine gunner at your service, sir. Ready for recon, sir. On the double.
Your mission, to spare the world of the horror of French people with cellular phones.
Hello, hello. Faucon calling Aigle Bleu. Do you read me, Aigle Bleu? Over. Merde. The radio's jammed.
And we don't need no stinking computer to send troops marching into battle.
Hut 2, 3, 4. Hut 2, 3, 4.
Reinforcements arrived.
We eat crab for breakfast, Nazi scum.
Teach those Jerrys a lesson!
So you can't fork over your hard-earned money for D-Day or $1.99 for some plastic army men and have a much better time. D-Day is a poorly conceived, poorly executed, shell-shocked mess. It's an insult to the intelligence of gamers everywhere, and that's no easy feat.
Flamethrower present, sir. Burn, burn, burn!
We give D-Day a craptacular 1 out of 5. Well, it goes without saying that this is the worst World War II game we have ever played.
And we've played thousands of them.
Some of them have Nazi vampires or zombie Nazis.
They're still much better than this. D-Day, we give you the middle finger salute.
Nope, we're gonna wait till we're off the air.
Sorry. Sometimes I forget people actually watch this.
Oh, no one watches this, except for my mother, and she's not gonna approve, and she's gonna write me a letter, and she's like, don't do that.
Attendez. Les Américains ont fait un jeu avec des vers de terre. Ils sont fous, ces gens-là.
You guys are gonna like this one.
Not everyone has what it takes to be the king of the Iron Fist tournament. Tekken is back with the best graphics, craziest combos, most playable characters, and most modes in franchise history. Tekken 5, rated T for teen.
Thanks for calling Domino's. 3 people? Everyone wants something different. Oh, it's okay, sir. We get this all the time. That's why we've got our 5-5-5 deal. 3 pizzas, $5 each. Yeah, it is a great deal. You're very welcome. I love you, too.
Domino's 5-5-5 deal is back. Buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas, and they're all just $5 each. Only from Domino's. Get the door. It's the 5-5-5 deal.
I need a recipe for lasagna.
Don't ask Dr. Furman Sims. Ask Jeeves and get what you're searching for.
Longer lasting. Oh, I was here first.
Yeah, but I saw it first. This is mine.
It's mine.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dude!
Give me this stuff.
No.
This is mine.
Gotta have sweet, gotta have new, longer-lasting juicy fruit. Yeah, nice. Nice, hot. Culpepper drops back. Uh-oh, too slow. Watch out. You can't see me. Touchdown! Yeah, twinkle toes. Nah, Jerome on, baby. That's what's up. Crowd loving it.
Look good no matter what. With the Reebok Classic Leather Wedge 2. Only at Champ Sports, where sport lives.
A warrior trained from birth. An emperor who became a tyrant. An exile who led a revolution. On a quest for vengeance. Introducing an action role-playing game of mythical proportions. Jade Empire.
The show that gets it before it gets out. Attack of the Show, coming March 28th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Vive Adam Sessler et Morgan Webb.
I like that. Welcome back to X-Play.
We returned with the party game.
So round up some friends and watch our review of Worms Fort Under Siege.
Party.
Not since Worms 3D has war been carried out with such adorable panache. The warrior's spirit is once again alive and invertebrate in Worms Fort's Under Siege.
I'm gonna show you a move, and it ain't gonna be pretty.
Not that Under Siege.
I need a job.
Go away. Worms Fort's Under Siege continues the ancient tradition of pitting heavily armed annelids against each other. You will need to hone your skills of combat if you hope to stand side by side with the great worms of old.
Worms of Scotland! I am Wormy Wallace.
Wormy Wallace is 7 inches long.
Yes, it's true. They'll never take our freedom!
In previous incarnations, the worms stood alone with only their wits and their sheep to protect them. The big upgrade this time is they have forts. Duh. The intrepid worms erect towers and walls to expand your moist, segmented empire. You must defend your empire with such ancient and terrible weaponry as the moose-launching trebuchet. A screaming chili of death unlike the world has ever seen before. And a sweet old lady who works for Hamas.
You need a terrorist taken out?
Stop it! You will battle the forces of gravity, wind, and line of sight in your quest to aim in a straight line. Victory is achieved by destroying the enemy's home fortress or by squishing all of the opposing warriors.
Are you not entertained?
Combat is turn-based, but with a running shot clock, you'll have about a minute to accomplish what needs to be done. You can do a lot in a minute. Unless you're a worm. Go! Move! Go!
Move your worms up that beach! Clear the beach for the armor!
Sir, we're moving as fast as we can. We're worms!
The only thing worse than life at the speed of worm is life at the speed of worm with a suckified camera. With a near total lack of defining landmarks and a great view of the floor, you will often spend your time just trying to figure out where you are. The biggest disappointment, though, is the absence of online play. Worms has always been a fun multiplayer game, and if it was offered, we're sure just about everyone online would have Worms. Worms Forts Under Siege gets a mouthful of compost and a 3 out of 5.
With a ruler's voice, cry havoc, and let slip the worms of war.
Martial arts can help your temper. I myself have embraced Buddhism.
Suck it, Seagal.
Everyone online could have worms. You heard it here first.
This game got a so-so 3 out of 5. So save yourself some money instead of buying it. Go right to Gamefly.com.
Yes, they have hundreds of games to rent or buy, including Worms. Gamefly has Worms, too.
I think a giant worm just told Steven Seagal off. That's no way to treat a celebrity.
Suck it, Sessler.
When did suck it become our X-Play catchphrase?
We ran out of ideas a couple months ago.
Prochainement, des jeux superbes que vous devrez jouer Sacré bleu, alors.
At GameFly, rent the hottest titles for Xbox, PS2, GameCube, and GBA. Games like Star Wars Republic Commando and Tekken 5, rated T. No due dates, no late fees, free delivery. Go to Gamefly.com for your free trial. GameFly, the smartest way to rent games.
If you don't like it tough, it's fair enough.
This episode is based on a 1989 big tobacco marketing idea.
Sir, the youth of this day are very decal conscious and logo orientated. So what if we place decals with subliminal messages in our cigarette packs? Our younger smokers might place them on notebooks, lockers, purses.
The family boat.
We developed 10 different decals and explain how to get the complete series.
By the carton. By the carton.
By the carton.
Fair Enough is a Truth production.
This is Kevin, or as his business card calls him, Director of Technology for the entire company, Kevin. See, Kevin's always had an interest in technology, but up until a few years ago, wasn't doing much with it. He was working here, wearing a little Kevin name tag. Then Kevin went to DeVrySuccess47.com. He found DeVry's free guide to today's hottest technology careers. He also found that DeVry's tech degrees were in high demand from today's leading companies. That DeVry had small classes where he'd get individual attention. And with a future in technology looking better every minute, that he could earn his associate degree in less than 2 years, or a bachelor's in just 3. So, how do you go from a job with a Kevin name tag to a great career with your own Kevin parking space? Call or log on now to DeVrySuccess47.com for your free guide to today's hottest technology careers. DeVry, where success stories begin.
So what if she just won Best Actress? I just found naked photos of her.
The show that gets it before it gets out. Attack of the Show, coming March 28th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Ce n'est même pas la peine de présenter Adam Sessler et Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play.
We return with another installment in our Great Game series.
And today we highlight 2 game franchises that remind us that Sega was once an industry leader.
Long, long ago, when I had hair like a Wookiee. A young, blonde Wookiee.
Huh.
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music. Like old times. Like old times. Look, now I'll start the melody on the organ.
It might be hard to believe these days, but there was a time not so long ago when Sega regularly churned out great game series. Now we take a look at 2 series that harken back to gentler times.
That's just plain poppycock. Oh, yeah.
Virtua Fighter marked the entry of the booming fighting genre into the 3D realm. Yeah, it's pretty ugly by today's standards, but this was unlike anything anyone had seen in the arcades back in 1993. Yeah! Behind the pointy noses and blocky fingers lay a surprisingly complex game focused on real fighting styles and skill-based gameplay.
Excellent!
The series came into its own with Virtua Fighter 2. Easier on the eyes, Virtua Fighter 2 introduced 2 new characters and cemented the series as the thinking man's fighting game. Or, in the case of Shun-Di, the drinking man's. Expert players are so precise in Virtua Fighter 2 that they time their attacks down to the frame of animation. Told you they were hardcore.
Better run home to Mama now.
Virtua Virtua Fighter 3 was the first 3D fighter with variable terrain heights. A 3D dodge button was functional, but in the end wasn't a very effective way of adding a Z-axis to the combat. Unfortunately for the chubby chasers out there, stylish Aikido expert Aoi's flowing strikes and counter moves showed off the new combat and graphics engine more effectively than poor forgotten Sumo Taka Arashi, who hasn't been seen since. The pinnacle of the Virtua Fighter series is also the first Virtua Fighter to come home on a non-Sega system. Virtua Fighter 4 and its permutations are by far the best in the series.
Did you feel the real power? Go back to school.
Virtua Fighter 4 introduced full 3D movement and customizable characters to the Virtua Fighter universe.
I sting like a bee, bite like a tiger.
Throw in even more customization and a full-blown arcade crawling quest mode with AI based on the best Japanese Virtua Fighter players, and Virtua Fighter 4 Evo is arguably the greatest fighting game ever. Yahoo! It's probably the best $19 you can spend on a PS2 game.
Take that! Jet Set Radio!
Achieving just the right balance of fun, challenge, exploration, and character, Jet Grind Radio is the standout game on a system defined by standouts. It sucks you into its strange alternate universe of cel-shaded hip, where style and substance are one and the same. Nice. Terminally hip rollerblader punks called Rudies battle the man by tagging up the city and generally just being cooler than their oppressors. Jet Grind Radio is also famous for its infectious soundtrack, comprised of funky loop-laden tracks.
So now let us listen to the music and identify the beats.
And one Rob Zombie song. A pseudo-sequel that's really more of a remake called Jet Set Radio Future surfaced early in the Xbox's life. It simplified the graffiti and is more of a fast-paced platformer than its predecessor. Still a great game, but it does feel a little weird sticking it to giant heartless corporations on a console made by Microsoft. It was actually bundled with the Xbox for a while, so if you don't have a Dreamcast laying around, you should be able to pick up the criminally underrated Jet Set Radio Future for $10 or less.
Like that, like this, like this, like that, like that. I like it. So, since those great games were released, Sega has fallen on hard times, issuing forth gaming sludge like Billy Hatcher,
Astro Boy for the PS2,
and the ultimate insult, Virtua Quest, a kid-oriented RPG set in the Virtua Fighter universe that managed to alienate every adult fan the series ever had.
Bad, Sega, bad.
Stick around, we have the sequel to a cult RPG released on the PS2 when we return.
Vous n'avez aucune idée de ce que je dis, n'est-ce pas? Je le savais. Xenosaga II!
Midnight Club 3, coming April 12th for Xbox, PlayStation 2, and PSP handheld. Rated everyone 10 and up.
Jim Clooney has a Snickers to keep the hunger at bay. Packed with peanuts, Snickers handles hunger, so Jim can stay on the go. Rejuvenated and up for anything, he decides to head out and go for a jog. Jim runs past a pet store where he buys a bird. Laying down newspaper, he spots a health-wanted ad to be a hairstylist. While working, Jim gets an idea for a clean air car that is powered by hair clippings. The car is embraced by an environmentally conscious nation, and Jim becomes a national hero, enabling him to date supermodels. Eat a Snickers and date supermodels. Make it happen with Snickers.
Target identified. Element search for Hotel Victor Tango, 2 and 8. Execute assault time now.
You like bath time, don't you? We're gonna get you nice and clean. Now, can you tell me how old you are?
22.
Yes, you are.
How dirty boys get clean. New Axe Shower Gel.
Reebok Classic Wedge 2. Tested and proven. I'm going in there.
Only at Foot Locker. So what if she just won Best Actress? I just found naked photos of her.
The show that gets it before it gets out. Attack of the Show, coming March 28th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. How do we know the names? We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease. Jungle, welcome to the jungle. It's gonna bring you down.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Out now on PlayStation 2. Rated M for mature.
Encore une fois, ils combattent pour la liberté. Adam Sessler et Morgan Webb.
Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to X-Play.
We've come to our last review of the show, but the RPG fans, they're going to be excited for this one.
It's the sequel to the cult PS2 game Xenosaga.
And here's a review of Xenosaga II.
Creative title.
Yeah.
We have obtained a partial list of units matching these criteria.
It's time to strap yourself down for another wild ride. Anime as video game is about to make sweet love to you once again. You'll feel the soft hands of cold metal all over you as you look deep into the eyes of Eczema 2. What? Oh, Xenosaga, not the skin disease? Right. Sorry about that. Take 2. You'll feel the soft hands of cold metal all over you as you look deep into the eyes of Xenosaga 2. This game is more of everything. More cutscenes, more bad tutorials, more children with firearms, more cutscenes, more robots made out of aluminum siding, more creepy touching.
Dickie, let me go.
More, damn! You might want to get that checked out. Did I mention more cutscenes? What about creepy touching?
Such a sweet smell.
And a story that makes no sense to anyone who hasn't played the first game.
The Y data.
The Y data?
And beyond that lies a special place only described in the Y data.
The Y data?
If you enjoyed the first game, then you'll most likely love the sequel. The first Xenosaga's battle system worked well enough. However, Part 2 has made a number of improvements. The game's combo-based attack system has returned, but the number of attacks has been reduced to allow a second character to continue a successful chain. This lends itself well for interesting strategy. However, to do maximum damage, your party will need to spend a lot of time stocking up power. Only then can you unleash the perfect combo. Okay, that was a little less than perfect. I guess I should try and tell you about the story. Let's see, there's a priest. Is it me or are nuns dressing like sluts nowadays?
I have news concerning the matter of the Y data.
The Y data?
There's also these 2 guys who I think might not be human.
They stop being people?
And their friend who tells them they are TVs.
You are TVs?
Let's not forget the kids who shoot guns and drive cars. Okay, did I miss anything? Gun-packing kids, priests, sexy nun TVs.
You are TVs?
Nope, that covers it. Truth is, if you're a fan of the first game, you'll like this follow-up. If you're a fan of RPGs, then we suggest you play the first Xenosaga before moving on to the sequel. Otherwise, you'll have no idea what's happening.
I don't understand any of this.
Then you'll just feel like a fool.
You are TVs?
Or a TV.
You are TVs?
Please shut up. Eczema 2 gets a... What? Oh, sorry. I don't know why I think of it as an incurable skin disease. Take 2. Xenosaga 2 scratches a 3 out of 5.
I don't understand any of this.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
You are TVs?
The cutscenes in this game are long. Oh my sweet Christmas, they're long. Like more than an hour.
And it's bloated dialogue. This is a game you watch, you don't play as much. I recommend books, the ones with the pages in them. I don't know.
Night.
I went to a Russian MP3 site and bought 20 albums for $5.
Information before it gets shut down.
So what if he won Best Actor? I just found naked photos of him on...
The truth before it gets filtered.
2 hours ago, I uploaded unauthorized photos from the new movie...
Cool crap before it's just crap. The show that gets it before it gets out. Attack of the Show, coming March 28th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.